Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking on the dreaded D Rose report. You ain't gonna believe who came by. That cracked me up, man. I had a pretty good time. Talked for a while. That's the guy that he's repairing our deck out on the back of the house. I don't know why he left that board here. Former WWE superstar Carlito, he was released last week, which I told you about, for not re-entering or entering a rehab program that WWE has. Anyway, it was his first violation with the wellness program, though. It's widely reported, though, Carlito actually did not fail a drug test, though. But he showed up at last week's Raw unfit to perform. That's the same way I am. Anyway, Carlito, his father, Carlos Colon Sr., he revealed in an interview with Primavera.com, I guess, is the way it's pronounced, that his son was abusing painkillers. And Colon said that his son began using pills recently to help his debilitating back pain, but was quickly spiraled into an abuse problem. He said, I do want to clarify that Carly was not suspended for using cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and but for abusing painkillers. He just wanted to clear that up, at least prescriptions, right? Which is not unusual because they cause pain, fall. They have a lot of falls and blows and stuff like that. It causes pain, combined with constant traveling. He said. That's Cologne Sr. saying that. And Carly, he calls him Carly, started one of his two back pains, but it seems that the situation become much more serious and needs help. Cologne said his son's back pain was due to the execution of his backstabber, for one thing, finishing maneuver. Well, I believe it, which is the double knee backbreaker. Anyway, that removes or requires Carlito to endure the impact of a 200 or 300 pound wrestler on his knees and back at the same each time. Anyway, Colon says Carlito never sought medical attention for his back pain, thus his reliance on painkillers. It increased. Colon says the door is open for Carlito to return to WWE down the road once he sorts out his personal problems, but it's up to him to accept and want to improve and get out of this situation. True. In fact, that's what happened with a lot of people. They're finishing maneuvers. I don't know about the Chris Benoit's, diving off the rope, doing a headbutt on the wrestler laying there. I'm not sure how much that contributed to his, whatever he had. I don't know whether it was steroids or not. Could have been, concussions type of stuff. Anyway, I don't know if that ever got settled in on what the actual, results was from whoever. I don't know whether they can even tell. Word is that WWE's Over the Limit pay-per-view is that CM Punk's head was busted open on Rey Mysterio's knee brace, not the fan barrier at ringside. Punk received about 13 staples to the head to close the wound, but I watched it, and man, I swear it was the barrier. Doors at the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit didn't open until like 7:30, and fans were still coming in when Over the Limits started airing. And there was a dark match before the other night's pay-per-view. We've seen MVP defeat Chavo Guerrero, which I think they do all the time on dark matches. I don't know. There's talk going around that some of the wrestlers in TNA are receiving their pay sometimes as long and late as a month. Don't sound too good. That's a rumor. TNA Knockout ODB announced this weekend that she's engaged to be married. It didn't say what to or who what it is that she's getting engaged to, but I guess it's I don't know if it's a wrestler, another guy, but he's got his hands full. As noted before, Dixie Carter did attend Mickey James's album release party in Nashville earlier in the week. Jeremy Borash said on his Twitter account that he was also there with him. We were worried that he wasn't. WWE champion John Cena posted a few messages on his Twitter account talking about Randy's shoulder problem, Batista quitting, Shawn Michaels' retirement, Orton, about Orton's injury. Cena says, I don't know, what Orton's condition is, really don't want to speak on his behalf, so he don't know anything. That was a worthless question. And about Batista quitting, as for Batista, I never know how permanent quitting is, and I only have two. I've only seen two people quit and truly not come back. And that's JBL and HBK. And then all at once, I guess he got a bunch of twits back saying, "Hey, HBK didn't quit." And then he had to correct himself. You might know. Sorry about the outpouring of tweets. So corrected. HBK did retire. You know. Anyway, F4W Online, despite being released from WWE last week, Carlito is still listed on the roster. The fan removing his eye on last night's Raw segment was with John Lovitz was WWE creative team member Joe Franciosi. Dave Meltzer said that Joe did the same trick for him, or for Michael P.S. Hayes, when he was interviewed for the job for WWE. There was talk this weekend about having the four-way match for the unified tag titles too. If that happens, the two teams would be the defending Hart Dynasty and The Miz versus Jericho, which we've seen over and over and over. Stars being advertised to appear at the Wizard World Chicago on August 19th through August 22nd. I'm not sure what Wizard World in Chicago is. I'm not sure if it's a game place. We're going to have some nice people there. The guests are going to be including DDP, Honky Tonk Man, Iron Sheik, Shane Douglas, Lita, Bushwhacker Luke, Mick Foley, Rikishi, Charlie Haas, and his wife, Jackie Gata. Kofi Kingston won the international title on Sunday, and R-Truth won the U.S. title last night, and largely it's a directive by they're trying to find a new black superstar to take run with WWE. The Uso twins, who debuted on Raw the other night, they are the current FCW tag champions down in Florida. They defeated Joe Hennig and Brett DiBiase for the belts earlier this year, and they were brought to Raw this week to compete against the Colognes in a feud with the Hart Dynasty. Last week after Carlito was released, they canceled that. The working title for WWE's planned Randy Orton's DVD later this year is called Randy Orton, The Viper Uncoiled. Could be good. WWE is going to be taping NXT this week's SmackDown from the Quicken Loan Center in Cleveland, Ohio. Confirmed for tonight's NXT is going to be, I guess, usual bunch, put it that way, get on through this. Jim Ross wrote following on his Twitter this weekend, responses to fan wanting him back on TV. He says, an emailer says he misses me on the air. He says, I miss it too. There's no way in hell I'm going back on the air unless it's the right opportunity. Whew, don't have to cuss. Ashton Kutcher's going to be promoting his new comedy next week, Killers, which he's going to be hosting Raw. Late last night, Raw's John Cena challenged Sheamus to come down to the ring. Sheamus came down to the ring, got hit with the attitude adjustment. That ended the show. There's still no official word about Randy Orton's injury from Sunday. WWE got good news at the injury on Monday as they booked Orton for the pay-per-view, so there must be some sort of rehab thing going to be going on. I hope it ain't painkillers. It's still possible for Orton could be written out of the match, but the feeling is they expect him to be ready by the Fatal 4-Way June 20th. Or else. Jeremy Borash said on the Right After Wrestling radio show last night that he met Sheldon Benjamin this past Saturday after TNA's live event in Houston, Texas. Borash said Sheldon is someone he could definitely see in TNA down the line. Borash talked to about text messaging Bret Hart, and who is friends with, he texted during the show, I guess. Michael Cole said on Raw that will be calling out Daniel Bryant tomorrow night on NXT for a public apology. Cole said if Bryant doesn't apologize, he's going to sue him. Oh, God, not sue. Oh, man. All right, word going around. I got just a few seconds left. Word going around WWE's reason Punk lost last night and getting his head shaved because Rey Mysterio was expected to take a bit of a time off following the SmackDown taping. It's unknown yet. He's going to have knee surgery or what, which he's been needing it for a long time. But hey, thanks for clicking. I gotta go.